Welcome back, everybody, to On the Edge of Shadow. I am your narrator, Blackthorn. Here we have session 2 of the Crypt of the Elephant. We last left our travelers as they were crossing the River Fye, which turned into a comedy of errors. They had been washed a number of miles downstream. A crocodile seemingly barred their crossing of the river, and this led to this chaos of losing things in the river, spending some time to heal and recoup lost supplies, foraging in the wilderness. On the banks of the River Fye, it is green but rocky. Wild edibles are not uncommon, but it was not an easy thing to get oneself fed, especially three mouths. Uh, Using pitfalls and snare traps and using flat rocks to squash lizards and roast them over a fire just to feed the gnawing hunger. On the fourth evening after the accident, Hilani had been scouting and foraging about, and he crawled onto the edge of what looks like the savannah that is a portion of the Green Corridor's environs here. And he spied a village. Did not have enough time to figure out the inhabitants of said village, but it was civilization, or what passes for civilization, enough. We open the stage curtains on the scene as Hilani returns to his companions. Hilani, would you describe your character for us?
Halani is a Talishite, sits roughly 6.5 feet tall. Seeing as how they've been out in the wilderness and the jungle without uh, anything civilized to really bathe or take care of oneself, his hair and beard have once again become unkempt. Um, the braids have probably started to fall out of the beard. Um, he has pretty dark hair, looks almost like black when the sun hits it in just the right way. Likewise, his eyes are a deep brown. Uh, you get that endless pull effect, though, if he looks at you just right. Kind you can just get lost into before he slides an axe into your ribs. Um, Speaking of weaponry, the man has a long axe, a couple of regular axes, and a shield strapped on him in various places. Likewise, this man can almost not clap or put his arms above his head. Uh, Not a man you want to trifle with. Though, if you have to trifle with him, you better make it count. Uh, he's also the one that's been salvaging. I cannot talk today. Um, Looking for the various flora and fauna for them to munch on to hopefully have their reserves hold out. Upon seeing this brief speck of civilization, he doesn't quite, but you can almost see that thrill of exhilaration run through him. If he was any more of a more kept man, he probably would have jumped for joy in the air with a loud whoop. Uh, but one, seeing as how he doesn't know who lives there, and two, he is dog ass tired, he keeps his celebratories to a minimum at the moment. Coming back to the duo he's with, he's assuming that Gree is probably still resting after his ordeal with the river. Zarak, as he's come to know, is probably doing katas or training, but likewise is probably also still recovering, as the run that they had to do so well the other day, probably tore open his wound and he was bleeding again. So Halani tries to keep him from overexerting himself.
Zarek, would you describe your character for us?
Zarek is also a Talishite. Um, Unlike Kalani, he is just more of your average height Talishite, uh, somewhere around 5.5 feet. He's got the characteristic blue hair. The one unique thing about his hair is he's just got a black stripe, a mouth wide stripe that goes down his fairly close kept beard and down his skull, the middle of his hair that goes about shoulder blade, just a blue stripe straight down the middle. He has the characteristic bronze skin, coarse hair on his arms. It's thick. You can see it, the thick hair on his chest sticking up out of his vest and hauberk that he wears. You notice if you look at him, his legs and his hips are a little thicker than your average Talishite. He has the look of a rider about him. He lacks a mount, but he looks like he's done many years of riding. Also characterized by his leggings that are fairly worn on the inside. If you bother to really look at him, you'll notice his leggings bear a rider's marks. Yeah, he's been recovering. He's taking it slow these days. He's learning from his new companions. And we'll see what's next for him.
Gree, would you describe your character for us?
Yes. Gree is approximately a 19-year-old youthite. So he is on the small and wiry side, approximately 5'6", but has the wirely appearance of someone who's been out on their own for a little while, for just a little bit. He's got traditional, really tanned skin, black hair. The black hair is cut fairly short, but starting to grow out now after not having much attendance to it. Currently, I am without any possessions. I am in basically what's a ragged loincloth, as Gree was washed down the river, lost all of his equipment, and only managed to survive barely, but because of luck and because of the leather armor that he was wearing, but is now in shreds and virtually worthless. So currently, this very young-looking man is even a younger appearance, with his clothes stripped off and basically, like I said, in a loincloth. He is one big purple contusion from being rolled and bumped. So we're talking like the various hues of blue, dark purple, and green over most of his body. As I was there recovering for the last couple of days, I was amazed that I could touch all my fingers, I could wiggle my toes, and nothing seemed to have any serious permanent damage. But of course, I was rolled down the river quite a bit, so I'm going to be Mr. Bruise for a while. The only other thing I should mention is now that he is stripped almost completely naked, you notice a very large and hideous scar on his chest that, if one glances at it and looks again, it appears to be a character. And if anyone could read that character, it would be of ill luck, ill fortune, bad luck. So it's it seems to be very, very apropos right now. The only other thing I should mention now too, that he is shirtless, is that you can see at the very top of his right arm that he does have guild ink, and it's not very big. It's just the very first lines, and so I don't know if anyone knows how to read the guild characters or the guild can't, but he does definitely have some type of guild marking on his arm.
Excellent. We open the scene up as Helani returns to the group. What exactly did he find on this? I suppose this hunting trip, as he's coming back and informing your companions of this village.
So, as previously stated, yeah, he would come in, see what his compatriots are doing. If either of them are sleeping or whatnot, he will, as much as he doesn't want to, he will leave them be to their rest, knowing how much they need it at the moment. He will drop off whatever supplies he was able to find this time around, as well as he will be very efficiently starting to pack up all of his things, including his armor and whatnot, and basically making his bag ready to march again. What do I see of the other two?
The floor is yours, gentlemen.
You're muted.
Yeah, Terry, you're muted. We would love to hear from you, but we can't.
So Gree is just sitting cross-legged at the campsite, keeping a small fire going, just throwing the occasional twig into it, just lost in thought, but being at least this productive of keeping a small fire going.
What is the time right now?
It is
And the weather.
Oh yes, the weather. Excuse all there's a breeze coming from the south, and it is actually clear. It's about an hour from dusk.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, god damn it. Okay, never mind me. Just the game master rolling fucking dice. He doesn't want to roll. As you were.
All right. Where's the rock at?
Zarak is probably most likely, depending on how receptive Gree is to a little instruction right now. He'd probably be since Gree was pretty out of commission for the last few days, Zarak has kind of just been asking questions about herbs in the area, anything that he might know. He's kind of trying to pick his brain about a little knowledge of medicine.
And I'm totally receptive to that. So I would give him things to look for and have him bring back, or at least be able to show me if it was somewhere relatively close where I could point out different things, where to look for various critters under rocks and in the mud. We're just killing time, healing up.
All right. As like I said, Helani will come in and he'll start packing up his stuff, but then upon seeing what time it is, you actually see him look up at the sky and he'll kind of curse under his breath. The one time I could use a little bit more sunlight today. I don't ask much of you.
What's going on?
How well are you to travel when the sun rises tomorrow?
As long as we take it slow, I don't see why I couldn't travel. I probably won't be doing any swimming in the river anytime soon, but I could walk.
No more jumps right now.
No.
Good. I can always carry you if I need to. I found what looks looks to be people, possibly a village, possibly a town. I did not see how big it was. I do believe with the state of our resources, the state of us, and how all three of us could probably use an actual warm bed and out of the elements, I would like to leave at first light. I would say we could leave tonight, but I'd rather not get caught out in the dark in an undesirable place.
Question for narrator.
What's up?
Is Gree pretty local boyish that I could have some type of role to think about what I would know about civilizations or people on the far side of the River Fay?
Probably. Yeah, go make an academics test for me.
15.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, we are currently well within the sphere of influence of the Yaith people, and the queen that resides over them. But there are pockets of the star nomads who are the very dark-skinned people of the savannah or the deep wastes. You'll have the various Talishite tribes that are as well, let me back up. I was about to say as a well-adjusted member of society who would not steal a thing. The Telishites aren't supposed to be here. They're an enemy nation. They are raiders. They like to come in and abduct women and kill the people here. They take slaves, all that sort of thing. So culturally speaking, since you're from one people and you're traveling with the enemy, you probably don't want to show your face to other people that are of your nation. There are pockets of Thoranean expats that live here as well, that are from the neighboring kingdom down the coastline. There's a little bit of mingling, a little bit of traveling, a little bit of trade going on. So of the region, it's mostly Yaith tribes and cities. But sometimes you'll get traveling merchants and or some of the star nomads that sometimes move in and then move out seasonally. They don't really stick around for very long. But there is a variation of the star nomads that might strike a little bit of fear into you. Some of them are cannibals. And these people should be avoided like the plague for obvious reasons. There's but culturally, the kingdom of Tithiolis, the Yaith kingdom is pretty. I'm gonna say like a high 89% Yaithite kingdom. There's some mixing, there's some not, but does that answer your question? Like the mixing of people there? Okay.
And I'm gonna relate this verbatim, back to everybody, not holding anything back. So
okay.
Here's what I think. So Hailani, did you see actual structures, or did this look like an encampment that could be nomads?
Narrator.
You did not see any permanent structures. When the thing about Yaithites is when they build a settlement, God damn it, they build a settlement. It is stone and it is permanent. That is one of the beauties of these people. When they set up shop, they're dug in like a tick.
Right. No, agree. Alani will kind of think for a second. Uh, but no, no, nothing like the work buildings that we would attribute to it. But I also did not see very far. It was starting to get late, and I won't lie, I kind of got excited.
Okay. No, I agree. We should check it out. We just have to figure out if it's merchants or raiders. I would prefer not to encounter cannibals in this state.
Huh.
I'm gonna look like a gigantic walking eggplant to these tribesmen. So no, all joking aside, I think we should check it out, but we should just proceed cautiously, as I'm sure you are already planning to do.
Zarak, what say you?
Hmm. I mean, obviously, we want to avoid the cannibals. I don't intend to be a stack. We could use supplies, though. Hmm. I think we need to make sure we're good for a hot getaway if we need to, and otherwise approach cautiously.
All right. Hope we can get our bearings. Because I have no idea where we are.
Yeah, the previous village that you visited in the prologue, that was very much a Yath kind of like a farming village, pretty typical of the region that Gree would be most familiar with. But in since the accident, we have no idea where the hell that is anymore.
Other than upriver.
Yeah, somewhere up there. Across
And
the river, we might find it. How do you wish to proceed?
I would just say that
Cautiously.
we spend one more night scrounging and scavenging for something to eat. We set our typical watch tonight and head out like Hylon suggested in the morning.
How far away was this village again?
Narrator.
Couple hours along. Well, there's no trail, but a couple hours along the trail that Ilani was beating back. Maybe like 4 or 5.
Hmm. It would be hard to get some uh it would be hard to get a pre-dawn look at it or like a sunrise look so that we could view it as they were still sleeping or waking up then if it's that far away. I was going to suggest scouting at daybreak, but unless we travel through the night, that doesn't sound likely.
Yeah, I would rather not travel at night, especially since we don't know where we are.
And we lost probably all of our antitoxins.
Mm-hmm. So as much as I would like to have a dawn viewpoint, I think we need to just leave at first light.
Agreed.
And we'll probably get there right before the sun's at its highest setting, I would guess. Especially if we have to take it easy with you two.
I'm feeling pretty sprightly now, but yes, we should take a cautious pace.
We also don't need you bursting open again either.
This skin is mostly stitched together. Look at it. I got some pretty good movement.
We don't need you bursting again, do we?
Yeah, that is still true.
Which probably doesn't be said, but Halania like fixed the rock with like that look like motherfucker. I told you we don't need you opening up again. All right. Halani would have put whatever provisions he was able to scrounge next to the fire that Gree is doing. He does not know how to cook, so he leaves that up to Gree or you two or whatnot.
Gree, describe that big fat lizard that you're cooking.
Well, it was something that had crawled out from under a rock, and we had managed to smash it. And with the use of someone's dagger, we got it gutted open, and for the most part skinned it. I did the best I could, and yeah, so we got that on a nice kebab stick, roasting that through. I'm sure there's no part of this lizard that is going to be wasted. During the day while we were doing our light duty and light requesting, I would have found any type of edible herbs that I could employ either as a stuffing or a seasoning in this lizard. So, you know, if you want me to make a provision, I can certainly see how tasty I can make this meal for everyone.
Sure, go for it.
I got the skill, I might as well roll.
Of course.
All right, a 10.
It's passable. It's not obviously what you'd find in out of a kitchen somewhere, but it is not poisonous. It is filling, and it is in fact food. You've done your best with what little resources that we have here. I personally don't know what kind of edible herbs actually grow in a desert. That's actually a really good idea. I got to look that up later. But subsisting on lizards and frogs, because the river was right there for the past few days, is starting to get a little monolithic in one's diet. You're starting to, I don't want to have another look at a frog or a lizard. Give me a nice fat snake. Oh no, don't mess with the snakes because we don't know if they're venomous. No, we give them a wide berth. And the dinner plate sized spiders and scorpions here are enough to scare the hell out of anyone. Possibly a camel spider. We don't know. You're welcome, Mike. Love you, brother. So we will pass the night as uneventfully as we can. Yeah, no, the night will pass uneventfully. It's actually quite peaceful out here. The wind is cool. Under this rocky overhang where you're pretty well secluded and covered from unfriendly eyes. Those dangers that would befall you do in fact pass you over in the night. The dawn comes the next day, and the three of you set out. Helani, would you describe this trek for us? You were the one scouting. I'd like you to take the reins here.
Yeah. So basically, over the past couple of days, he had been scouting out further and further as he did it kind of out of necessity as he was doing the checks for his wild foraging, because he didn't want to strip the land too close to their camp if he didn't have to. So he kind of he branched out every day in like a widening circle. So this particular trail, well, it's not even a trail. So him walking it back and forth probably stamped it down at least a little bit. Let's be honest with how big he is. He wouldn't have went like parkouring through like the really rough terrain. I mean, that just would have wasted his time and energy and would have been no help to anyone. But anyone who had like walking problems or, wasn't completely sober probably would trip and fall a couple of times through this. So he would stay close to Gree, especially. And Zarok, because as much as Zarok says, "Oh, I'm fine," he's still like, "Motherfucker, I'm keeping an eye on you because you're one of my people. I'm keeping an eye on you." As you said, this probably took 3 to 4 hours on Halani's vitality and physique. So for them, it probably is taking closer to that 6 hour mark. Um, and basically, he would point, like, as they're going, like, he would avoid it, any snake dens he found, any really big spider webs in the trees, things of that sort. So he would have made sure that, if they had to go out and around in a few spots, they avoided any of like the dangerous spots. Unless told otherwise, I'm hoping I was far enough away from the riverbed that we didn't have to deal with uh, dinosaurs or anything of that nature. But if so, Halani would have once again pointed those out of, there's a big ass fucking croc down there. We're not going near that area. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not the most pleasant walk. But any hiker could do it without much of a hassle. Like I said, his biggest thing is just making sure both of his people are just taken care of and are watching their footing. He doesn't want them to slip in a pothole or you know hit a rock and twist an ankle or something. So yeah. Also, as an aside, because he has no apothecary, if there was anything that Gree would be interested in, Halani would have no idea. So that is up to those two if anything is found.
Okay. Gree, you guys are gonna be on the road for the next 4.5, 5 hours. Make me a wild lore test. I mean, we're not stopping, but if you see something, then let's take the opportunity, because I don't think his head would not be on a swivel if you guys are traveling.
You actually beat me to it. I was just gonna
Oh,
say
okay,
that
fair enough.
as
Fair
we're
enough.
plodding along, I would be, constantly like, well, looking for critters, but also looking at plants, and especially if there's something that we could like, stop and dig up or cut off and be able to eat on. I'm very conscious that a lot is riding on this outcome with however the village is going to outcome, and
Mm.
so we need to make sure that we're still provisioning ourselves just in case. So
Can I assist and give him a little bonus since I have been learning from him so I can help a little bit?
Yes,
Love it.
of course.
okay, I rolled a 16.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then whatever his bonus would grant us.
I think it's usually a +2, we said.
Yeah, assists are always +2.
So that would be 18. So I'm holding the plant.
18.
Find some more of these.
And you said an 18 total, yes, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's actually pretty goddamn good. You are able to find, or you guys actually travel through a cedar grove. You can peel off the bark there and get yourself a nice a bundle of that, and also smokes as a mystical smudge quite nicely. Sage, which can work in a number of different things. And it also seems like you've stumbled upon somebody's, like, obviously these are wild plants, but there is a touch of them. Well, actually, here, no, that's a high enough roll. I was about to withhold information from you, Gree. Excuse me. With that roll, you see these obviously wild plants, but it seems like they have been planted in a way where someone was like cultivating this. It's less wild growth and more garden, and they're just letting the wild plants grow and propagate and do what they're supposed to. but you come across like a patch, and a rather dense patch of like wild yams and tobacco.
Oh,
Tobacco.
Yeah.
I need some more of that.
So if you feel froggy, pillage away. It's up to you guys.
I'm going to point out so everyone knows that some of these plants are starting to look like they weren't here by accident. I'm not going as far as to saying this village is farming, but it's really close to farming. And so I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to picking some wild yams, but I would say that we don't get crazy just in case we come into this town and we've got yam juice all over our bodies.
Mm.
Which one of you has backpacks so you can smuggle these yams out of these places?
I got a backpack.
There you go. Oh yeah, you mean the guy that didn't actually get into the river? Yeah, how about that?
Show off.
Yeah.
But I did write down that I collected some cedar, some sage. We got some wild yams, and I'm gonna take like some tobacco leaves. Whereas obviously I know tobacco has to be dried and blah blah blah. But there's a lot of medicinal purposes for having tobacco leaves. So I will take a little bit of everything and shove it in the backpack. Here, hold still. We're gonna need this.
Okay, what are we putting in there again? I'm just gonna like specify what's in there.
Some
Cedar.
cedar,
Sage,
sage,
wild yams, tobacco, leaves.
Okay.
You guys cross a creek some distance after this yam garden, we'll call it, and you find a thick patch of coriander, which can be used as an antibiotic.
Hmm.
So,
I will share my knowledge with him and say, this is what this is. I don't think we've come across this yet, but this is what I would use this for. And then we would harvest some. Sorry.
yeah,
go
do we
ahead.
have to like carefully pick it or let's see.
I personally don't know, but I would show him the right way to harvest that.
Yeah, I would be careful about it. If you guys are being dare I say, have you been at Farmer Maggot's crops again type of stealthy, if anyone gets the Lord of the Rings reference. But no, it's up to you.
The book and the movie had very different scenes on Farmer Maggot, okay? Yeah, I mean, Zirac will just kind of float out like if the village questions us about if they spot it, like if they see that we have some of this stuff and if they question it, just play out. We didn't know this village was here. Like here are your things. We didn't know these were yours. Here you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse us. Oh, yeah.
We were wandering. We were traveling through, and we found supply. Like
Now, as we're harvesting this, I'm gonna make sure that it's not like all in one spot, so that it's not going to be quite as obvious that someone just like took all the yams from this area. They're just like, I'll take one over here, and we'll take one from over here, and
make it look like maybe something else dug something up, and maybe there's some wild animals coming in and poking about and foraging and such like.
Yeah. So we're not trying to rip off the entire harvest of anything. So.
Okay. But yeah, no, a few more hours. traveling, and you'll have visual contact with a village, not unlike an African village of the legendary Maasai warriors. They've got a wooden palisade. They've got um, briar, thorn bush briar plants kind of integrated into this palisade, this fence to keep the lions out. That's pretty obvious. And the makeshift and or seasonal type tents there, tents, hovels, such like, and uh, round about a couple hours before midday, we'll say, you guys find your way here, and it's pretty active. These people are mostly a loincloth and robe type people to keep their skin covered, and their skin is more or less the color of dark coffees or freshly tilled earth. Their eyes are quite dark. Their hair is done up in either dreads or shaved clean. They have a lot of really interesting and intricate tattoos, sometimes in petroglyph form or in scarification patterns all over their bodies. But in the grand scheme of things, you really don't see much in the way of metallurgy. You guys would in a confrontation clearly be outnumbered, but as combatants, you're not so sure that you'd be outclassing them. They seem to be a peaceful-ish type people. From this vantage point, we'll say you guys are kind of crouch down on like a hill, looking down over this village. How do you wish to proceed in this scene here?
Helani will look to the other two, especially once they get a good look at it. With Helani having some academics as well as being the warring people that they are, can I tell what race these people are, or is it kind of?
Oh, it'll be pretty obvious to you. These are star nomads.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
They're also. It seems red is fashionable here, and there's a lot of bat motifs, like bats.
Gree, help me out here. Is that a good or a bad sign?
Can I get an academics roll?
Oh, please do.
All right.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be. This will be great.
Oh, I got an explosion.
Ah!
So 8 plus 5 plus 5, that's 18 plus 3.
Ooh.
No, plus 5. 18 plus 5, 23.
23. Yeah, no, it's yeah, like a bat spirit might be like a patron of some kind. Like clearly there is some mysticism or some religion amongst these people. There's a above like one of the archways in this opening in this briar palisade, they've got what looks to be like a big like a carved bat's face, like a big fucking bat. It's actually quite intimidating, to be perfectly fair. And it's like hanging there, like you would assume with that role, and probably serves the same purpose of like a protective uh entity, like a gargoyle of some kind, decorating things, keep the evil spirits away and such like.
Does the bat motif ring any bells as far as like hostile versus friendly?
There are a number.
Cannibals versus not.
Ah,
Mhm.
well,
That's the
there
important questions here.
there are tribes that worship bat spirits that are not cannibals, and there are tribes that also worship bat spirits, bat totem entities that are cannibals. So it
Okay. Okay, the split hairs for a second. Does the red motif being prominent push that one way or the other?
if there's a color, I see. Well, let's put it this way: there is in fact an archdemon who is referred to as the Lord of Silent Abodes, which is depicted as a giant fire bat. So make that of you whatever you wish.
So basically, then the three of us are kind of explaining and announcing our observations and stuff, and
debating
Helani's-
theology and what these people might actually be.
and Helani mentions the red, and I go, "Oh no."
Maybe
then,
maybe these
this-
people just like the color red. We don't know. We don't know what we
Yeah,
don't know.
If this dot connects this dot, then this might be what we're looking at, but I don't know for sure.
See, what I really wanted to do in my session prep, I was like, do I put a priest of Ahriman in this tribe or no? Ahriman's the all-father of destruction.
Ray, you're gonna give my characters like PTSD psyche of bats, by the way. So the last time I had to deal with bats, and I died over a waterfall.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, Manzu. Good old Manzu.
Good old Manzu. All right.
That's a story for another time.
All right. I'm bullheaded enough. I just walked through the front door, but I don't think that's going to suit us very well right now. So what's the plan?
About how many people do we see if we were just to ballpark?
Men, women, and children?
Yeah.
About 40.
Yeah.
You got 2 Talashites in the group. I kill all the men, and the women and children become slaves. We become wealthy slave owners. Don't fucking be that way.
This is the way.
Right.
Oh, I so could. I could be a dick.
Not for nothing. That is absolutely what a Talashite would be thinking. Yes, absolutely. That's not.
But he's also not dumb. He can't see the whole encampment yet. He doesn't know how many more there are, or if there's any hunting parties out, if there's any scouting parties out.
And it is just a couple hours before midday, so a number of their warriors might be out hunting. So yeah, that's a good point.
Does it look like from our you said we were like on a hill? Does it look like from the elevated position there is some sort of feed station or place where they would keep horses, mounts at night?
Did you say a feed station?
Like a makeshift pen, I don't know. Like some place where they
okay.
grain sack.
Wrong
or,
kind of feed station there, narrator.
Oh, I was like, are you looking for a cage of people?
I won't lie. He said feed station. I was like, I don't know, maybe
something to feed their mounts.
Oh,
bale of hay.
I'm sorry, Alex. The thought going through my mind is like, fuck, this got grim fast.
Well, they were told that they're cannibals or not, so I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, sir, no, I'm totally into playing my character. You know that.
I no fucking props. Make me an awareness test. Yeah.
Uh,
Do you see anything or no?
uh, 8, probably not much.
No, that palisade is pretty thick and to keep out the lions. But there are several structures in there and there's quite a bit of activity. You do see a couple kids playing, and a couple of the ladies wearing these robes, carrying urns and shit around on their heads and going about the various um tasks of village life. You do spy they have at least like 1 or 2 pigs in there, but they're not like they're not in a pen or a paddock or anything. Like they just let the fucking pigs go around the village. Like they know where the food's at, we guess, but so they don't go far. So they do have some livestock,
Domesticated animals.
or semi-domesticated animals. You don't see any dogs. You don't see anything like that. But like proper mounts, like camels. There's no horses on this continent. Nothing to that effect. No.
Okay. Well, if they do have any mounted warriors, they're out right now. I can't tell if they would have many or any. But they're not here.
Would we anticipate that they would be able to understand us, speak the same language?
We can only hope they know we can only hope that they know Yace. That's about it.
Yeah.
Another variable we are not sure of.
We don't know what we don't know.
True.
If there is a priest or a shaman in there, maybe. If there is one, then there would be only one who would be at least somewhat educated, and there's a chance he might read hieroglyphics.
Well,
I'm gonna have
warriors?
you guys deliberate together. I'm gonna hit the bathroom quick. I'll be right back.
Any ideas on how we want to approach this? Do we want to be sneaky and get closer and watch, or do we just want to stand up and walk?
Well, here's the problem we run into. If we do the sneaky approach, one, we have no idea what we're actually looking for, if we're looking for anything. Two, if you manage to sneak in and find something, you don't really have anywhere to go once you get it. I am quite honestly, because I am not the sneaky type, and he will look down himself like I am not the sneaky type. I will, as certain people like to call it, play bait, and I will go up to the front door, see if they can speak any sort of common language. And if you two either want to stay out of sight or go around your own stealthy business, that is up to you. I just personally feel that me sneaking around isn't going to actually fulfill any purpose. And if they're hostile, well, better for them to be openly hostile than, us to sneak around and us get pegged by an archer or something. And then they'd be hostile because we're sneaking around. That's just me, though.
I do not sneak either. I think we should approach head on as a group, let them know our number, show them our strength, as it were, just to deter maybe random violence.
Okay, nope, I totally understand, and then I was willing to do either. So let's stand and do it. The only question I have, Hailani, is what weapons do we still have that survived from the bandits? Do I have anything at all that I could put in my purple hands?
So I still have one of the cudgels. We still have the bow and arrows if you want to take a swing at that. I have a second shield and I have one of the daggers left. Otherwise, I have my two hand axes and the long axe. Honestly, one with how you're feeling, and two with your inexperience with things such as the bow. You're probably better off taking the shield and the dagger because then you can at least defend yourself a little bit. Or if you feel like you can take the club.
Yeah, I think the club would be probably the safest. I sometimes carried a dagger, but it isn't anything that I trained in. And it seems if I carry a club, I'm less likely to hurt myself than with something pointy and sharp.
Right. Yeah, so I'll hand you off the cudgel and the other shield that I had. And I'm actually going to take the time, since we're out here anyway, to actually switch over to my mail hauberk. Because if I do have to look big and intimidating and deal with people, I'd rather be armored up versus dealing with the leather that I have. I'm
Excellent.
gonna burn up like, the Fury herself is on me, but I can take a couple more hits than necessary.
Nope, I completely agree.
My God, is it gonna get hot? Zarak, you have anything you need to do for preparation?
Oh, just limber up.
All right. That narrator gets settled in there real quick.
All right, I'm back now. Sorry, I had to struggle with my computer chair there for a moment.
Okay, so what we decided is we're actually going to walk up to the front because the two Talashites here are not the sneaky type.
Mm-hmm.
And one, we don't know what or if we're looking for anything, and two, if we do make off with it, we have nowhere to go with it. So
Yeah.
we're all in
Well,
agreement that we're just going to go up to the front, show our numbers, show our strength, and if they want to fight, they're going to get a fight, and if not, we'll be able to walk in. Halani is also changing into his male hauberk. He is going to sweat like the Burning Fury herself is next to him. But he'd rather be well protected versus wearing the leather trappings.
Right.
But Zarak will point out too, if you start sneaking around and you get caught, you're gonna look guilty regardless of what happens.
There's that.
Like,
And then we dispersed some of the weapons that we got from the bandits. So I picked out or was given a cudgel and a shield.
Yes.
So now I have two things I own.
Right. So, are we ready?
I think so.
This
I mean,
could
we're
be
not gonna walk up
fantastic.
like we're not gonna walk up threatening, right? We're just walking up like, good day, here we are.
Yeah.
Good
like-
morning.
Literally, we're
Okay.
walking up the trail and we came across an encampment. Yes.
Right.
No, we're going to go out weapons bared and scream at the top of our lungs. Come on, Zarak.
You're Talashites, and these are slaves and or victims. Of course you're going out like screaming. Come on. Play your
two
characters properly.
Hey, we are two Talashites, not a tribe of raiders currently.
Oh, they have us surrounded. Oh, those poor bastards.
I like these odds.
No, those are Arborian odds, not Talashite odds. When we make it back to the mainland continent of Arum, you guys can start acting like that, not here. Anyway. Yeah, so you guys
Kalani will
get
take
up
point.
Okay. Do the sentries see you? Yes, they do.
I say he's a big ass dude in metal armor. I would think they would see me.
Make me. Oh my God. Uh, let's go over saves quick. Like, let's just
Let's.
let's. Not Lex. She's sleeping. Let's. Lets. All right. So going over environment. Yeah, all right.
Just for
how's it-
flavor and for visual effect, Zorak would be on Hilani's right because
Okay.
he holds his spear in his right hand and his shield is strapped on his left arm, so he could provide maybe some coverage to Hilani with his shield on his left. So he will have his shield on Hilani's right.
Okay. So extreme heat. It's about 110 degrees Fahrenheit out right now in the desert at high noon. That sounds like Egypt, doesn't it, Mike? You're the only one who's been in the service, right?
Right. Sound like the
Been-
sandbox to me.
Sounds like the same. Wait a second, Terry, you're a prior military, right?
Correct. Yes.
All right, thank you for your service. Happy Memorial Day. Yeah, no, so 110, 115 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Sounds terrible. Dehydration and heat exhaustion while wearing metal armor is going to be rather appropriate and suck here. You're wearing what kind of armor?
A male hauberk.
You're wearing a male, because of course you are.
What came in the kit.
I know it. I know it.
And that's why he said this is gonna suck, but he rather look really imposing and intimidating. If it's just gonna be for a couple minutes.
Yeah, male hauberk is environmental. It's gonna be like a 2 penalty. Oh, for God's sake. Thank God you're not wearing a helmet because it gets worse.
I thought about getting him a helmet, but I was like, no, he would just wear like the cowl to keep the sun off his head.
Most desert natives would, yeah. Uh, here for the next scene, make me a conditioning test or make me a conditioning save. You're gonna have a -2. Keep in mind your die explode, your saves explode once.
That's right.
And conditioning saves are its level plus conditioning bonus.
Okay, so I
die.
don't.
What? Sorry, what?
So do I just get the bonus from the conditioning skill, or do I get the attribute bonus too?
I'm sorry. No. I should have mentioned that. No, level plus bonus, not the attribute. No.
Okay. There's level plus bonus, and then 2d8, and it only explodes once.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So 20-ish is about like the highest you'll go.
And that's actually what I got.
You got 20?
I
Yeah,
got 20.
20
Yeah.
even. Well, you don't feel good, but you're gonna feel it soon. And it's gonna get exponentially worse as long as you're wearing it.
Yeah, which he went into that knowing that, and it's like, oh, this sucks. But hopefully I don't die.
So Gree is walking behind these guys because what's the point of having a meat shield if you're gonna be
right?
So I'm walking behind and I'm nearly naked, so I'm actually pretty comfortable aside from the blistering heat. But I'm gonna like touch his armor and realize that is going to cook him. And so
he needs to get water fast.
I'm gonna make a conscious effort to watch for heat stroke, heat exhaustion.
Okay. Right now, Mike, since we're kind of feeling saves out, you're looking down the barrel of 3 heat exhaustion damage if you fail your next one.
Okay.
It's you don't take any damage if you pass, but if you fail, you take the half a die, and then it's a full die, and it's 2 die. Or
Now,
to have 2 die, and then it gets worse.
now, since we're talking about this, and I know we don't use the other part very often, is this actual lethal vitality damage or is this torpor damage?
I'm going to run it as torpor for now, which quick pause. Quick pause of the fucking game. Torpor is base vitality plus physique score plus level. Maybe it's going to be a +1 because you guys are level 1, so 6 your physique score,
which is 12.
12 total after the +1. Or no, you've got
my physique is 12.
Okay.
+6 for base vitality, +1 for level.
Okay.
So it's I have 19 torpor.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna run it off of torpor for now.
Okay.
Okay. Until we find a bug, and then we'll go back. So all right. You guys raise the alarm. I totally lost my train of thought. The sentries see you. They send a few warriors that possibly didn't go out on their on the morning hunt that day. They send them out to meet you, and there's 6 of them out there. They're armed with like spears and shields. You noticed very quickly that their weapons are made of copper. Not a bronze implement amongst them. So I mean, technological bonus. I mean, there's like level. You kind of got them beat there, but these guys look kind of messed up. A little of them look a little bit deranged. When one of them, like the leader of this little troop, opens his mouth, you see that his teeth are filed to points, and he's got kind of like this bat wing pattern embroidered into his robe that kind of goes across his chest. He's got a very well muscularly built individual. He says something to you in a language that you guys don't understand. Because of course he doesn't.
Right.
Terry, you're muted, sorry.
Gree is going to lay the cudgel down on the ground and hold his hands up in the kind of universal, show my hands. And I'm going to address the Mr. Pointed Teeth and say, do you speak Yathite?
He glares at you and he says something in a language. He replies, you assume in the negative, in the same language that he initially spoke in, but run into a brick wall there.
What else do we speak with academics? Is there? But I don't understand. I don't make any understanding at all.
How many grades of academics do you have?
Oh, 3.
3 grades? Okay. And the languages that you chose, obviously your own, you can read it, and I believe you speak Talishite as well.
Yep.
Oh, okay. The only other language that you could you could attempt is Talishite, but maybe a long shot, maybe not.
I will say to Hylani, do you want to try speaking in Talishite? I'm not Talishite, and I don't know how that would go over.
Yeah, Halani would just have his shield in one hand. His axes are actually holstered at the moment. And he'll put his hands up and he'll ask to see the leader in Talishite.
Let's see. The guy who has initially been speaking, seeming this leader of this troop, doesn't say anything, but it seemed like one of the younger guys pipes up. He says something to this leader, and they have this brief exchange between the two of them. And this young guy comes up, stands next to him, and he says in broken Talishite, it's like his language is just shit. It's like talking to a kid. He goes, I can speak your language.
Halani's still gonna have his hands up like, all right, anyone who looks at this man knows he could easily just pummel someone to fucking death with his fist. But he's playing nice and he's playing the diplomat at the moment.
We hope.
Hey, I said he's playing. Doesn't mean he can't switch his game.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He'll look from the leader to the young kid who addressed him back and said, "We mean no harm. We got swept upriver, well, swept down river rather, and we need a place to stay." And he'll go slow if he needs to, like if the kid's not getting it.
You're right.
But he knows enough to not be condescending or patronizing about it either. He's dealt with
yeah.
people who don't understand before.
One of at least from the Talishite perspective, and Zarak would know this as well. Star nomads are kind of a favored prey, because there's normally a lot of them, and they tend to have nomads tend to accrue supplies that would be useful, and being as they're a pretty mobile people, like a lot of the more knowledgeable members of these people are really good slaves, because they're skilled craftsmen and women. So in your previous lives, taking down star nomad tribes was a good time, because they're really good fighters. When you guys won, there's quite a bit of gain there, and not for nothing, some of the women are really hot too. So I mean, hey, and so these people kind of have this. I'm not going to make you roll for premonition at all, but some they like these guys. They look at the Talishite members of the party. They're really fucking leery. They're like, oh, okay, here's these two, but there's probably like 70 of them on the other side of that hill over there, and you kind of get this kind of like, there. Are we gonna jump, or are they gonna jump first? There's this very very tentative right now. So the kid, he like translates to the leader of their negotiation troop, and you guys kind of see like a bunch of people, which like a women and kids on the inside of the palisade. You guys are like drawing a crowd now, and the kid says, we can give you a place to stay, but We want the runt.
He'll
And he
look back.
points at Gree.
Halania put his hands down at this point.
All right.
Not reaching for anything, but his hands will just come down.
How does he put his hands down? Because that's probably a factor.
Like he's like this, and like he's not like doing it like real quick, like reach for it. But he puts his hand down,
Slowly.
like to his side. He has the shield gripped, but it's not like, it's kind of hard to describe without actually watching it. It's not loose in his fingers, but it's not like battle clenched.
Right.
Like if someone came at him, he could quickly bring that thing up and be like, "All right, motherfucker." But he's not. It's just like there.
The eggshell grip, not hammer grip.
Yes. But it's also not the fact that if someone comes by and slaps his hand, it's not going to fall out of his hand either. So
No.
It's there.
So Gree, they're speaking in like broken Talishite, but when they say you don't get this next pit, but he points at you.
And like Halania look back at Gree and look at this kid and then stare at the leader. Excuse me? What do you mean you get?
Yeah, no, so the kid just stares back at you real fucking creepy like. And he says this older guy next to him, he translates, and then they are firm in their decision.
What are they asking for? I missed something.
And
hey,
then
Zach, you wanna comment here?
Well, in
Alex?
Yates, Halania actually say a degree. They want you. I'm assuming a slave or food. And
Alex, are you there?
Yeah.
You can weigh in at any time here.
After Halani says, "What do you mean you want him?" Zerat kind of shifts his shield in an interposing position and says, "This one's not for sale." We have
probably
money.
dawns on you then, Gree.
Say that again.
I said it probably dawns on you right then and there what's going on, Gree.
So
we have money if you want to make a fair trade.
I am such an evil, evil bastard.
Oh, come on. Let someone get froggy. Let somebody get froggy.
I know. And they, the kid, he's there. It's kind of like this. It's not frantic, but he's translating to everyone else in the group, and
Which as he's abandoned us to come in for a second, Halani will look at him after Zarak mentions that and says, "I don't give up my people."
How many warriors can we see?
In this troop outside the fence, there's 6.
And a whole bunch of women and children behind him.
Yep.
Steady.
Uh-huh.
Now I just got the scene from Braveheart going through my head. Hold.
Is a quiet muttering conversation possible at this distance?
Sure.
Zarak will lean to the left, close to Helani's ear, as close as he can get, probably to closer to his shoulder because of the height difference, and he'll just go, "Should we find a new negotiator? Shall we appoint a new negotiator?"
Shall we appoint a new negotiator?
Shall we appoint a new negotiator? Shall we appoint a new negotiator?
We'll see if they jump.
Hmm.
The so the kid comes back after they've conversed, and he says, "We don't have use for money." And he says, "Well, there is a sacrifice to the bat demon that needs to be undertaken tonight. When the full moon rises, you can stay, but we require a payment."
These these sacrifices have to be alive.
Probably. I'm not letting you sacrifice one of my people. I have trinkets, but I'm not letting you sacrifice one of my people.
He says the bat demon requires a live human sacrifice.
Then I suggest you find someone else.
Mm. Mm. They converse with each other a little bit more.
I want to watch them and just like as an awareness thing and just
Yep.
even though we can't speak their language,
Yep.
if they're giving any indication of being hostile at all, if suddenly like they're giving, even if they're getting ready to give commands, anything like that, I want to be able to shout out to these guys. So can I get a awareness roll?
Sure.
Okay.
See if he can spot that or not.
17.
Premonition would be a skill, would be a better skill for sensing their motive there.
Okay. I've got awareness,
Okay.
but I don't have premonition.
Oh, can I throw a premonition out there just to
You have grades.
see how this is going? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, that was almost a crit. Actually, it is an explode. So let's.
Remember, it only explodes once.
Nah.
23 total.
23 to no, these guys look like they're like okay. You get the distinct impression that they're real cautious about this, and they don't have, or they don't think they have the manpower to take all three of you right now. But if they're like the rest of their hunters were actually here, they'd have like knocked you over the head already, and then they might have eaten you or got you guys already somehow. But right now they're very they're playing nice, quote unquote, playing nice.
So this is a this is a scenario where they wouldn't ask, they would take if they could.
Yep. Oh yeah. Three very meaty individuals, well, two meaty individuals and a runt show up on their doorstep one afternoon. They're like, hell yes. Oh my god, they're that stupid to come mess with us? Then we're absolutely doing this. But the situation right now is and this is when it dawns on you, when those hunters come back, you guys are in deep shit.
With that roll, can I get any sort of a read of like, this is probably a super long shot. Are they expecting like them back anytime, or is this like they're
like
probably not going to be back for a
where
while?
the hunter should come from type of ideal?
I guess with our lifestyle, would we know how long a hunting party, a day hunting party would be out? I mean,
they'd be out for
like
a few hours. You guys didn't see anyone leave when you guys came upon them. But you also, throughout this whole conversation, you haven't seen them like you didn't see them look over the show. There's no apprehension like, oh fuck, these guys gonna come back yet. Oh my god, there's none of that. There's none of that going on, but they're like, they're up to something. It's pretty clear they're up to some shit. Does that answer your question?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, Zarok will kind of lean over to Halani and goes, "This isn't going anywhere, and we need to end this conversation. How about we give them a living sacrifice? What do you say?"
Which one? The leader?
The one who the young guy has been talking to, the
That's
negotiator.
the leader.
Yeah, the leader. Zarok really feels like this isn't going anywhere, and we're like you said, we're in shit if we get caught here much longer. So Zarok is going to, I think he's gonna spin his spear and try and skewer this guy through the leg.
How far away are they?
I got like a respectful, like a 10-foot distance.
Okay, I mean, with a strong lunge, my 6-foot-ish spear, I could skewer him through the shin or something. I'm trying to leave this guy alive, but heavily crippled. So they have a living sacrifice by the time night falls. Is my goal.
Well, I'll as left side of the brain, I'll say that might bring the whole village down upon you.
Hold on. We're gonna interject here a second. Zarok, as you're telling Halani that, and I see you probably start to like finger your spear in that way. Halani will actually put a hand like on your chest, kind of like telling you to stand down.
I was gonna say, if anything, you'd see him start to shift in his stance, like a subtle shift, like he's getting ready for the lunge.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, I was just figuring like the finger twitch on the spear again, like the grip just right.
Yeah.
Halani will call out to the guys translating.
Okay.
Says, "I'll make you a deal. You want a deal?"
And they're like, yeah, well, we deal.
Okay. Is there an empty expanse anywhere close by, outside of the village?
Describe what you mean in an empty expanse.
Like 100-foot, 100-yard, just where there's preferably no cover.
You guys are on a savannah. It's the whole thing.
Is it pretty open here? Okay.
Oh, very much so.
I didn't know if we were still close enough to trees and the water that. Okay. Hill Point actually probably behind them. Send me your strongest fighter. I win. We stay without harm. I lose. You can have the run.
Hey, Terry.
The strongest fighter in the village right now. I'm not waiting for your hunters to return.
That's when they start to balk. They're like, oh.
Nope. Otherwise, you let us come in, grab provisions, grab water, and we will leave.
None of us are deceptive, are we?
Oh, he's not trying to be deceptive. I can do a persuade though if you want me to.
That would be are you trying to be diplomatic? You're trying to intimidate somebody.
Honestly, he's laying out the way he is. I probably would come off more intimidating.
All right, go
just
for
given the way
then.
he is, but either way, honestly.
All right, go roll intimidation. When you are done with that test, I'm gonna actually go to Terry, and we're gonna get a soliloquy from Gree for this nonsense of a scene coming on here. 1 second
22.
here. 22.
My-
Oh shit. All right. Go for it, Terry.
my brain is spinning, and I'm like thinking. Gree is thinking, what can I say here that's not going to make things worse? And I can kind of sense like this is so it's spiraling. This is it's going down quick. So I'm just racking my brain to wait for an opportune time to see what's gonna happen if I could jump in and talk. But yeah, I sense at this point that I'm up I'm on the center of the hurricane, and I'm willing just to step back and see what's gonna happen next.
Okay. All right. See, they protest quite profusely, Mike, when they're like, no, we're not waiting for your people to come back, and they're like, oh no, we're like the best fighter in the village is out hunting right now, and they're
I got places to be. Like
yeah,
either
they don't know that. They don't need to know that.
No, I said I was like, I got places to be. I ain't got time to wait. Tell you what, if you guys want to back down from this so badly, the great warriors of the Star Nomads want to back down from a challenge. I see how it is.
Oh,
give us a couple of water skins, and we'll be on our way. But I swear on the Burning Fury and every single god that we all know of, including the ones that I don't know about, if we leave and you come after me, I will hunt down every last one of you and skin you alive. That will be an intimidation.
Go ahead, roll for it. Or roll it. Fucking roll it.
$24.
Oh my god.
This one is exploding almost every single time I roll.
Oh my god. Okay. Hey Alex, how you doing over there?
Rock's ready to get it on. All right. I mean,
Hey,
from what he read of the situation, there's no time to fuck around. Like we gotta get going. So he's ready to throw down or get the fuck out.
What's it gonna be? I fight your strongest guy you have at the moment, or you allow us to leave unscathed.
Okay. They converse with each other and oh my god. I just had a terrible idea. Okay. All right. Oh no. Okay. All right. Just hey, just all right. They converse with each other. And there's bitching and complaining is a universal language. You don't need to
Tell us, fucking
they're
calling us out and bullshit.
They say some things about your manhood and you being cowards and not waiting and being patient and such like. And one of them gets real wide-eyed. They say something. And like the other five look at him.
Halani will bring out the long axe and he'll just hold it menacingly.
And the young guy who's like, oh yeah, no. And they're like, fuck are you on? What? Are you high? No. And so he fucking runs back into the village. And he comes back an hour later. Comes back an hour later with this old man. He's this guy looks and he's like hunched over. So Green is like 5'6". This guy is like Well, he probably was 5'10" back in his 20s, but he's like 4'8" now. And he's his skin is like tanned elephant hide. He's so goddamn ring. He's bald, bald as a fucking egg. And he's like hobbling out there. He's got this gnarled old fucking staff. He's got bones and shit. Like part of his robes. He's got fucking piercings, this big ass fucking it looks like a fang, like a lion tooth in his fucking nose. And this fucking kid, gangly looking little idiot child, goes, "Here's the strongest fighter in the village." And everyone takes a step back.
Oh.
And this old man, he rises up to his full height, which is like 5'2". And he looks you in the eye with just death.
Halani will smile. Look at the guy who's been translating. Okay, follow me. And he'll go back about 100 yards. Oh, did they think I wasn't going to slaughter an old man just because I'm a Talishite? No, they can go fuck themselves. They want to try to pull one on me and think, ooh. No, they can go fuck themselves. Especially because if the old man would have came out with the actual like coward, like looking scared, he might have let it go. But they had that man look at him with a look of death. No, he can fucking die where he stands.
Okay. Hi.
What?
Halani will go to 100 yards back, so they're far enough away from the village.
All right.
Able to see everything, and he will simply motion the man forward.
This old guy hobbles after you.
Okay.
What does Green know about like priest magic?
What do you know about priest magic?
What do I know?
Yeah, make me an academics test. Hey Alex, how you doing over there?
Boy, I want to make rolls to try and see if they're trying to. I really want to like make a roll to see if they're pulling some shit on us.
Oh, they probably are.
I got a 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah.
Priests, depending on the religion, can be extremely fucking dangerous. Full stop. That's all I will say.
Okay.
You have no idea what entity he is a priest of, or he's a shaman, or a any kind, whatever the fuck
Right.
this guy is, but clearly he is fucking something to these people.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain that. Like, hey, guys, priest magic. Just kind of keep an eye out for magic shenanigans from this.
As he's walking away, I'm assuming these two are following me.
By
By the way, this whole time he's walking, he's not turning his back. He's actually walking backwards. He's already been down this path. He knows there's nothing in the way if he goes back. He'll just look at these two and he'll be like, "There's a reason I had it so far away. Because if shit goes south, you guys can get away." Now, yes, he probably is worth something if they're willing to put up one of their elders to fight,
a
challenger,
stranger.
a complete stranger and challenger. Which means they're either willing to lose one of their most powerful men, or they really don't care about their elders.
Or this sacrifice ritual coming up is that important.
Which I guess
we don't know what we don't know.
Which I guess if I take them out, they're gonna have their sacrifice anyway, huh? You can break a man's jaw, make it so he can't talk. You can break a man's hand, make sure he can't make gestures.
What is the alignment of this party?
Hey,
Oh
hey,
boy.
they wanted to take me, all right?
I know. I'm not arguing. I'm not saying a fucking thing.
We're not completely out of danger here.
Oh no.
No,
The
but it's
alignment of the party is I'll kill an old man.
no, the alignment of the party is I'm going to defend my fucking people.
Yeah, right.
And by God, I'm going to defend my fucking people.
Well, see, at this point, I mean, just gonna pause before we get into the potential bloodbath. Is so y'all haven't sworn fealty or loyalty to Zarak, actually not Zarak, Helana yet, but I think this will be the point in the story where he fucking earns his stripes.
If
Like
he
it's
earns
do or
them.
die at this point. If he survives, he was meant to be a chieftain and leader of men. If he wasn't, well, shit.
May the pure and fury take me. And
Okay.
here,
As we move away from our spot to this new battleground, I'm going to make sure I bend down and pick up my club that I put down.
Okay. Oh, fuck. This is the shit. This is why I run games like this, because I have no idea where the fuck this is going.
I don't like the cackle. Okay. You know when when DMs say questions, comments, or concerns, this is the concern.
do you have a concern, Alex?
Yeah, DM cackles concern me. Okay.
I mean, at least I rolled a bunch of random dice in the background.
It's been rolling them for 5 minutes. No.
Fuck. No,
it's also to left side Halani's brain here for a second.
Yep.
He's had medicine men and shamans
Oh,
in his tribe, so he knows, for the most part, he knows that magic can't just get whipped out at a moment's notice. For the most part.
For the most part.
I don't know if he ever would have seen the quote unquote what the fuck we call it, that wild magic that we have, that raw magic.
Yeah, raw magic. Yeah.
Or if this particular old man has access to that.
See,
he's kind of gambling on the fact that maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's the only thing he knows. Hopefully he can get out of the way. Hopefully he can get an axe stuck in his chest before the man can do anything to him. We don't know what we don't know.
And that's where the horror is.
Where the excitement is.
All right. Do we feel the tension, ladies and gentlemen?
Halani can cut it with an axe.
All right. Oh, shit. All right.
Butthole is puckered.
I know. I want to get like a drink to wet my whistle, and I'm like, no, don't start anything.
I gotta go over some notes. Terry, go get your drink. I'll wait until you get back.
Okay.
5-minute bio break. 5-minute bio break.
All right, we'll pause here. Everybody go. Rafe's got to get his shit together. I turned into a Disney villain there for a moment, cackling. I apologize. Oh, fuck.
Ursula, is that
Ah. We're nowhere near the ocean. It's Jafar. Come on now.
Yeah, but with Ursula's cackle and these poor unfortunate souls.
Nice. Oh my
Look,
god.
all Zarok wanted to do was give them their sacrifice, okay?
They're about to get it.
He was planning on just hamstringing some, just immobilizing somebody and going, look, that's a useless warrior. Why don't you sacrifice that poor sap?
But Zarok, here's the thing. One, Halani knows, yes, if we jump first, their entire whoever is able to fight is going to jump us.
Mhm.
Two, you have not had the best of luck lately. And the last thing Halani and the last thing, right? And the last thing Halani is thinking is, I don't want my right hand man to make a lunge, miss, and get cut down right in front of me.
Mhm.
So I call them out in a duel. Either they accept, I hopefully kick some ass, we go about our day. They refuse, we go about our day.
My issue is I don't think we're just going to be allowed to go about our day anymore.
That's fine.
Terry, are you settled? All right, all right.
That's
So
also
you
why I
guys
hid
walk
100
out
yards away.
So you guys walk out to this this new theater here, this battleground, and this this old man hobbles out about 30 feet away from you, and he turns and he faces you. He stands up to his 5'2" self and just waits. And a couple of these, these tribesmen, like they're kind of like they're near him, but like some like respectful, like they're, if this is single combat, which it is, they are his seconds, and they would be observing from his side. You two are Halani's seconds, and you are observing from an equally respectful place, not to interfere. So y'all are spectating, and it's like the young kid who's been like talking this whole time. He looks at Zarok and he says to it, so to effectively, who wants to call it?
I guess I could approach the center and call it.
And well, see, that's when the couple of these tribes are like, no, dude, don't. And it is explained to you with signs. You don't get in the middle.
Stay off to the side.
Which sets like, what the fuck are you guys up to in like the situation, this scene?
I mean, okay. Yeah, whatever was the proper position.
Alani would have put back his long axe as he was walking, by the way.
Okay. You're not using the two-handed axe?
Not at the moment. He has the shield in one hand still.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Zarok, if you wanna, I suppose, raise your hand and then drop your arm.
Yeah, he'll raise the shield arm so it's a very visible signal.
It's a big thing. Yep.
He'll look. He'll glance over the combatants. Can he look at the old man one more time and like get some sort of read on what this guy's about?
Sure. What do you want to roll?
Well, he's not very versed in sight, so would premonition just be appropriate?
Absolutely, it will be.
That's not so great.
I also didn't roll so great.
That's just a 10.
Okay. Well, you beat me anyway. What are you looking for?
I mean, if we're assuming this guy's a priest, some sort of
A priest, a
some sort of
shaman, some kind
casting.
of.
I'm looking at his hands. I'm looking at his mouth. Like, is he trying to like get a jump?
Mm, okay. Using your prior knowledge of tribal life and the various mystics that you have interacted with in the past, this individual has all of the accoutrements uh of of a mystic, or may the gods help you, he's actually a magician. So he he can't take Helani in a toe-to-toe fight.
No.
It's just that's impossible.
We know there's shenanigans about to happen. We all know. We all know.
So he either has to fight Helani with magic or die. That's how this is what Zarok is all piecing this together, which in your experience, I will say Hilani either's got to be really fucking lucky or he's going to die.
So does it look like he's sort of pre-casting? Like is he preparing some sort of?
On the surface, you can't tell a damn thing. He's just leveling him with a stare.
Is there any sort of like if I'm calling go by dropping my arm, is there any sort of Talishite war cry I could just bark out real loud to try and distract this priest? But that Hilani would know is the go sign.
Sure. However you want to do it.
Oh God, I don't know.
Come up with something, man.
He'll just yell, and as he drops his shield arm, he'll just staring at the old man. He'll yell in Talishite, like to the death.
Okay. Make me an attack roll, like. Oh my god.
Trying to throw off this old man's focus by like really yelling it. Like
It exploded twice.
that's fine, because I crit.
Oh, fuck off. It's a 30.
That's nice.
But you crit, so I guess it doesn't really matter, huh?
This is what happens. So you go step into the ring with a magician. All right, so you can describe the axe toss, and then I will describe what happens next.
Because the one time you get a damn crit.
But he rolled a suppress on his defense. So, okay. Describe the axe toss. Withhold damage for now.
Okay.
We will resolve that simultaneously.
And you say he's only like 30 feet away, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just within no penalty range.
Right. That's why I figured I could do this. So essentially what happens is they're mano a mano. Helani already has his mind going rife with, all right, what type of bullshit?
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
Like
what demon does this guy worship? Right? This son of a bitch.
Like I know shit's gonna go down Helani's not stupid. He's been around magic before. He's expecting the fucking worst. Yeah, he's actually expecting like this fucking bat demon just fucking pop out of this guy's body at some point. But he's got the shield in one hand. He put the long axe away, and what happened is right when the arm dropped, he literally grabbed one of his hand axes and just like flung it out in like one fluid motion. At the same time, he's going to brace with the shield, and what he's trying to do, 30 feet away, physique of 12, he can fucking wing this thing. So what he's doing, he goes to wing it, and he's not trying to actually hit center mass up here. He's actually trying to hit like the stomach because it's not a killing blow, and they need a living sacrifice. So that's basically what he's going for. And if he has a moment afterwards, he is basically going to pull out his other hand axe and ready. But he's figuring he's going to throw that, have the shield up, and brace for whatever the fuck's coming.
Well, the axe is going to land. That's fine.
That's scary.
That's fine. However, I need a calculator.
Oh, fuck
What
off.
the fuck?
You're a bastard. Stop it.
I just hope you're bad at simple math. Like, I hope that's why you need the calculator because
Well, I'm not bad at simple math. He this old man. Now, this is we're gonna go through from Zarok's point of view. You're watching this old man. You're like, what the fuck is this guy up to? What's he doing? You see, this old man has like a hand, like both of his hands, like resting on his cane, and he opens his mouth and he says a syllable. He like mutters a syllable under his fucking breath, and he turns his fucking hand over as he says it, and like a gout of fire comes out of his fucking hand. And I need Halani to make a defense test because it's a ranged attack. It doesn't automatically just fucking hit him. That was a crit on his spell cast, mind you. So the spell goes off. I just gotta hit you with it.
Right.
And we're not just like fucking going through this. I'm trying to break this down as thematically as possible here.
Right. So defense test.
Yes, please. And god damn it. We're trying to resolve this simultaneously. It's very thematic. This is gonna actually look very pretty when it gets done.
If I could do fucking basic math right now. 24.
Jesus.
Wow.
7, 6. Explode it once, and I have a +3 to defense.
Well, okay, he beats you, but only by so much. He doesn't get dispatch on you.
Oh, well, that's good at least.
I know. I don't think dispatch should affect spells.
That's a discussion to have later. Let's put a pin in that.
25 points of fire damage.
Jesus. Do I still get armor test, damage suppress, etc.?
Are you wearing metal armor?
Yes. Well, it's the metal hallberg, yeah.
I don't think you should. I don't think you. Truth be told, I think the metal armor should make it worse. But I don't
True.
want to. I don't. The thing is, I don't want it to make it worse.
Well,
That's
25
what
kills me outright, so
God does it.
I mean,
I only had 19. We're only level 1. I only had 19.
I know. Mm, roll me a Pizzale then. A move of last resort. Where the fuck is my move of last resort here?
Do we still have those?
Yes, under death.
Okay.
Uh,
I couldn't remember if those went away when you got rid of fate points. So
no, hey, no. That's actually that's still part of the system. That is a difficulty 16 of spirit.
so straight spirit.
Yeah.
All right. 2d8. I'm assuming still.
Yep, 2d8.
$17.
Oh, nice. Well, he drops, but roll damage on the axe then.
Nine.
Nine damage. Holy shit!
It didn't explode that time.
All right. Well, he ain't dead, but he ain't getting back up for a while. So yeah, with that mutual exchange of energy there, that fire detonates in Halani's his midst. The rest of us in the party see Halani quite literally disappear in a column of fire. Scorches what's that?
I'm gonna say, well, the burning fury took him, I guess.
Yeah, right.
So we see our companion completely obliterated by this flame. I mean, there's like
Seemingly.
no. I mean, because I'm like, see ya.
Okay.
I mean, is there no like? There's no coming back from that. We see him topple over in a gout of fire.
You can take this one, Mike, if you like.
Yeah, no, so in retrospect he should have triggered red mist, but it was okay. I was hoping to use that second round. That's fine. I know. Woulda, coulda, shouldas. I know. I wasn't expecting a gout of fire to do 25 points of damage either.
I wasn't expecting them to go get their wizard.
That one I kind of figured they were hemming and hawing a little bit too much. Yeah, so essentially what you guys would see is Halani would throw the axe. He'd bring his shield up and he'd see this gout of fire. And in like that a couple seconds where everything seems to be in like slow motion for him, in his head, he's going, well, the shield's useless. The armor's going to make it worse. Well, I did want to see the Burning Fury in person one day. Like, he's actually quite, like...
He's calm.
He's like almost like surreal about it. Like, death is coming. That is death. Like, a blast of flame when he's in metal armor. He's like that's coming. I'm done. But yeah, he is amazing. Like if someone could see his mind, he is amazingly almost like Zen, calm, surreal type right now. And it is quite literally his last thoughts, because he's not going to be able to make a word out because he's just going to burn up and everything's going to be gone. His last thoughts is going to quite literally be to the Burning Fury of basically saying, I'll see you soon. And then, unless it completely chars them, yeah, you guys are going to see a husk of a man fall over in the dirt. Not moving, not breathing, completely fucked. Oh,
Okay.
but it actually gets worse. He had the brass lamp on him.
Oh, there's nothing left of Alani.
Yep. Which, I mean, might look kind of cool to them when they see the explosion happen. Do with that how you want to, narrator.
Yeah, there's a secondary explosion in there somewhere. So
Okay. We also need to hear what happened to the shaman priest.
Yeah,
Wizard.
so basically he took my axe to the gut.
Oh yeah.
I didn't outright kill him, but
No.
he's not doing anything else for a little while. Basically, his flame and my axe went off at the same time. When I got barbecued is when my axe buried in his stomach.
Yep.
Is it obvious that the old guy is still alive?
Probably gonna bleed out in a round.
He's alive, but we don't know for how long and only just. Congratulations. That was your first blood with the demonology pillar.
Woohoo!
Yep, that was Hellfire. Raw magic Hellfire.
I'd say at this point, if we can see the shaman's chest rise and fall, can we?
Not in the tall grass, no. But the tribes people run over to him and they're like, "Oh, what?" Not accosting it. What's going on, Terry? What yours?
Oh, so I was debating like if it were if I could get over to him before the other tribesmen could get to him, but I know that they were closer.
Right. Were you gonna try and assassinate him?
I was going to try to use him as leverage.
Oh, that actually might even be better. So yeah, no, they're currently trying to administer to him in some form or fashion. But what are you guys going to do?
I lock eyes with Zarek and say, "Run or fight."
It's run. It's run.
All
The
right.
fight it like so yeah, the moment we see Halani go up, Zarak is basically like, they're not going to that's a loss. They're
No.
like the look is they're not going to give us a fair negotiation after this. They don't care we lost and we are running.
Yes.
Okay. I am gonna basically game master rule that they're not paying attention to you guys anymore, and the grass is hip tall, and you guys get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Just fuck. Run.
Run.
Yeah. Zerok, what's your kit look like?
Like what I got?
Yeah.
I've got
I want to know if your character would jettison gear to make overland travel faster?
I don't have a lot, so there's not
Okay.
much to drop. It is spear, hauberk, backpack, sandals, shield, water skin, provisions. I literally have bare bones. Like, I don't have a lot.
It is the sum of his earthly possessions then. Okay.
And then all the
Uh,
stuff we found in that somewhat oasis, that Cedar Grove.
Yep, okay. At least you guys have food. Um,
And I'm gonna yell at him as we're running. Go for the yams! Meet at the yams! In case we get separated.
Yeah, I guess we're booking it back towards that grove, I guess.
okay. We reconnoiter to the wild garden there. For as far as you guys can tell, you guys got a clean getaway.
All right.
Oh, holy shit!
I don't.
I hadn't ever even read anything like that before. With minimal casting components and preparation, he made a gout of fire like legendary dragons.
You just like Zarok doesn't know what to say. You can just see like a fury in his eyes. Like, yeah, this is what happens when you fuck with me. Like, this is what happens when you fuck with shamans. Like, bullheaded son of a bitch thought he could take on an old man. Just obviously it was some sort of bullshit. Yeah, he just like he's just in sort of like a pissed off, a bit of a rage. He's just like, we just gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't, I what, like as they're sifting through some of the stuff. Like, where do we even go? What do we even do? Back to the first village?
Here, give me your backpack. I'm gonna grab all those fucking yams and I'm gonna like
we are ransacking this whole garden. Fuck these guys.
Grabbing leaves of tobaccos, any kind of plants that I can't fit into the bag, I'm gonna just freaking trash. Yeah, we gotta fall back to the river. This was not good. This is, man, he was a hero for sticking up for me.
Should have fucking given him a sacrifice. Should have just skewered that other asshole.
So,
Well,
Gree, as you are ransacking this makeshift garden, you and this is probably not like you guys are probably not in the mindset for it, but you're going through like some of the tobacco leaves maybe, and you're just pulling shit off the fucking plants, and you find that doll that Halani found the other day. Like when you maybe like when you guys were foraging earlier, well, maybe fell out of his pack there, but she's just laying there underneath the plant. And I'm gonna call for a soliloquy right here. What pops into his mind when he sees this for the narrative? I'll let you go with it.
so I stop talking, ranting, kicking the plants, and I pick up this doll and I'm staring at it. And I look at Zarak and I'm like, is this the same doll? And I start to examine it, or if it's just one that was like a like it.
It seems like it's the same one. It's the little girl doll with the red dress made out of that same high quality linen with the green hair.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to hang on to this, but at the same time, I just think that this seems so odd. And there isn't anything that connects who we just met with the eyes, or I mean, like the red dress is maybe a connection, but
Like these possibly the skin color of the doll is not it's
not
not near dark enough to be like a
dark.
little
Yeah.
doll of that people. No, that's right out. And they also don't have green hair. Some of them didn't even have any hair.
I'm gonna stop a little bit and look around and ask Zerat. I'm not a tracker, but can you see if you see any other? I mean, I know I destroyed this garden. But can we fan out just a bit and just make sure that there isn't anybody behind us or in front of us? I just can't believe that we would have dropped this doll.
I mean, yeah, I'll check for. I mean, is there any way to check for? It feels like we've come back and forth now through this area, where there's probably no
Has
real way
someone
to
come
check
behind you
tracks.
and that sort of thing. Wild lore.
All right. Not fantastic. 11. Gotta try out
Yeah.
new dice. These aren't doing it for me.
As far as you are aware, and both of you are concerned, you guys haven't been gone from the garden for very long either. You don't see any signs of activity here besides the ones of yours. You find your own tracks here, but you don't see anything else.
Interesting. I guess it's possible we could have dropped it, but
Seems most likely at this point.
well, I've restocked our provisions from these bastards' gardens as best I could. We head back to the river.
Okay. Do you do it in a stealthy fashion, or are you just like hard marching it over land just to get back?
I think we need to hard march it, and I think we need to find a crossing or some such thing. I mean, maybe they'll be able to follow us with their mounts, but I mean, in Zrock's mind, they're less likely to follow us with their mounts, like to risk their mounts in the river.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna have you guys make a navigation save at all. Desperation breeds proficiency at this point. You can make it back to the river. I'm gonna say you guys downriver some distance downriver. Some hours later, downriver, you find a shallow enough place to actually walk across, ford across, without any issue. There was like a herd of elephants, some about a quarter mile down the river that you could see down the valley from you. And they seemingly possibly use this same ford across. And as the locals do, you were able to cross the river and are initially back to where you started. You don't see The village, because that's some days off. Now that we're on we're gonna say the western edge of the River Fi. How do you guys wish to proceed? We are at dusk that first day. We're gonna say the first day of the accident. The new accident, as it turns out.
The tragedy.
Yes, the tragedy. There was the accident, and then there was the tragedy.
I would say we probably look for shelter somewhere we can hold up.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to find everything we need, but I think we need to keep it a dark night.
Okay.
Something maybe dry, something maybe slightly elevated, but honestly just maybe something clear enough where we can see any critters coming at us.
Okay. I'll say you guys find a high enough place above the river where it's dry and crocodiles sunning themselves is not an issue. It is a clear evening. It'll be quite cool, but even still, not entirely safe. But you guys feel comfortable with your decision here. Hey, Mike, how you doing over there?
We're doing,
All right.
burnt to a crisp, talking, with an androgynous amalgamous ball of fire. But yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
All right, cool. The night after the tragedy. Oh my God, passes uneventfully. Thank the fucking gods. And hang on here.
Any sort of medicinal, like any basic any basic care that what Zorak has learned from Gree that he can apply to Gree, like I don't know, like a salve for the feet, or just kind of find like an aloe plant or some equivalent, and make sure that his feet aren't beat up because he's lost basically everything. That's kind of what Zorak would do, maybe before bedding down, or early the next day, just try and tend his bruised and beaten companion.
You could, since you guys were hard marching it, you guys wouldn't get the natural +1 to vitality yet. But you can make an apothecary test
Right.
for the value of your spirit modifier.
If he wants to try this on his own, I'll let him, but I will add comments and suggestions in order to give him the bonus metagaming. But
Assist him on a
basically,
+2. Yep.
kind of use
Okay.
this as a teaching moment. So
with the +2, it's 14 total.
Okay. What is your spirit modifier?
3.
Okay. Yeah, you can give him 3 vitality back for this.
Nice.
But dawn the next day, dawn after the tragedy, what are you guys planning on doing? Continuing your retreat, or are we gonna try?
We'll have a nice breakfast of wild yams and tobacco leaves.
Nice. Breakfast of champions.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think they have to look at each other long and just regroup, retreat and regroup.
Yeah.
He'll pull the, they probably kept the doll. He'll probably take it out of his bag and go, "We can't do anything about this in our condition. This little girl might be as good as dead at this point, but we can't do anything about that right now." So
We'll hang on to it and see, but it's so curious. During the quiet parts of our walk, I'm gonna say this isn't to say that he can't be avenged. I mean, I feel a lot of guilt about this, and that he was stepping up to protect me. So don't think for a second that I'm gonna forget that sacrifice and that memory. Um, and we might have to revisit this village again sometime.
I'm not going to be so restrained next time. Just know that. I mean,
I understand and would agree.
let's be honest. He seemed like he could have been a chieftain. We'll never know at this point.
But what I want to do, I want to take an opportunity to kind of like talk about our journey so it sticks more in our mind that we were down at this part of the river where we were able to ford, and then any type of landmarks, and just kind of like take this opportunity to brainstorm recollections so that, without necessarily drawing a map because we don't have anything to draw with, that we were kind of talking through landmarks so that we could find this place again in the future.
You have made a rough triangle of the of your whole.
But it's more like an upside down triangle, right? Like at first we went,
Yeah.
So yeah, like because we went far downriver to retrieve you from the water, and then we kind of kept going, and now we've cut back the other way.
Mhm.
Eh,
Mostly triangular shape there, yeah.
I mean, with our various skills of, I don't know, wild lore and earth lore, we could probably remember these landmarks well enough where we could remember this easy fording spot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I am a desert wanderer. That's what I've been doing for how many years, or at this point, that I'm used to wandering and finding the paths. So,
And just out of curiosity, what kind of advantage would, say, a Batoon give you in battle?
It replaces the horse as a mount. They also don't need water near as often as a horse would. As I believe reptiles are called ectotherms. They sun themselves. They get their heat from the sun. They can stand the heat a hell of a lot more than a mammal could, and it's quite a bit of a status symbol as well.
I see nothing more symbolic than you riding in on a Batoon whenever we decide to do this. And we wipe them out with his mount.
we could, but at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, do we have any reason to go back there? I mean, did we see prisoners? Like, were they?
No.
Do I recall that with that original awareness test? Did I see? I mean, cannibals, right? But did we see prisoner pen, so to speak?
Make me a cunning test. Just straight intelligence. Straight cunning.
Oh, 6. None of my D8 are rolling very well.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting
Ah.
hefty amounts of 2s and 3s.
Oh my Alex, quit that.
I switched die even.
uh Terry, do you want to see about recalling things?
I did. I didn't want to metagame, so I was waiting for the okay.
You can
But
go make a
I mean,
cunning test
and
in a
the
row.
way I see it, that this is a walking, talking thing that we're brainstorming, and it was like,
Oh yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Yeah,
The scene is moving. You guys are conversing.
13.
You vaguely remember a pen made of bone and a scrap of a white piece of fabric on one of the panels.
Oh shit. Yeah, we've got to go back. Like sooner
Yeah.
than later.
Well,
Not only is it vengeance for our fallen friend, but if they were bad people, this could be what we do to honor him.
he had not proven himself my chieftain yet, but he was close. I suppose vengeance and justice are similar in this respect. Anyway, after we regroup, of course,
We need, yes, we need to, I'm nearly naked and I'm a big bruise. So we need provisions and armor.
Do you think this doll is a bad is a bad omen, is a curse that he dropped it? Or was it just shit luck?
Well, as I'm thinking back at what we've seen, and as we're trying to remember the organization of the village with the bone cage and the white material that was evident, it just strikes me as too much of a coincidence that we found, the white fabric when Kailani first came ashore on the river.
Hmm.
Something is leading us there.
Well, maybe we'll just make sure not to lose this again, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, this is very ponderous. I can't see Hailani losing this. That's what strikes me so much about the tobacco plants, that I don't even know if he was in there. How would he have dropped this doll?
Something for us to think about as we go along.
As you guys are
Indeed.
traveling along what seems to be like a tramp down animal path along this, maybe it's like a deer path of some kind, through the brush, you notice the column of smoke in the sky.
Oh no.
In the direction we're going.
Exactly.
Maybe roughly in the direction of the village.
Yes.
Maybe we start moving quietly and using some shadows.
Maybe pick up the pace.
I think that urgency is needed.
How many battles has Zarok participated in?
Probably a fair few. He is 30, so he is
He is a
old.
veteran of several skirmishes and maybe at least one campaign.
Yeah, he would have participated before his tribe broke down and was scattered. He would have participated in, probably many a raid.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for it, but that is an entire village on fire.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if it's my people or another people, but someone found that village and didn't agree with them. I don't know if we can salvage anything, but
No, it wasn't our village, but we have to go and try to find the Batoon.
yeah, yes. We should see if at least we can recover anything. The smoke, is it fresh? Is it ablaze currently, or is it like a smoldering smoke? Like did it maybe go up in flames like 2 days ago, yesterday? Or does it look so thick and so fresh that it is currently blazing?
Little column A, little column B.
Okay, so
Possibly it is starting to die down.
okay. We might not have to deal with any raiders, but some might be lingering. They might not be done. Let's make some quick progress and then slow our approach.
Agreed. Move as fast as we can up until it feels like we're in the safe zone or unsafe zone, and then start going tree to tree, shadow to shadow.
We can try, but once we get to the horizon, yes, take it slower.
There should be tall enough grass for you guys to get almost up onto the village and stay pretty well concealed. But there are two buildings that are seemingly beginning to burn themselves out, but it is a wash of dark smoke. You see no signs of life. It is the place is burnt to its foundations. Some of the stone buildings are charred. There are people that have been impaled on spikes on the side of the village, off to the side. You don't see any current activity there. Anything of value seemingly has been taken already. This place has been rocked hard and efficiently.
Does this look like talishite work?
Maybe.
Do you guys
Maybe
put
not.
people on spikes? Is that a talishite thing?
No, impaling people, no, absolutely not.
I'm gonna give him a motion for silence, and we're just gonna take like a full minute or two and just listen. And I'm just gonna keep.
Okay, make an awareness test.
Okay. Another 18.
Nice.
Plus
Yes.
7. 25 plus 6. 31.
Beautifully done.
Shit.
Nice. besides the moaning of the wind in the palms and in the grass, there is the crackling of that one outbuilding that's holding on for dear life and about to fall over. That's just the crackling of that. This is just a desolate, charred site here.
Okay. Yeah, I turn to him and say, I don't think they're here anymore, but I don't even hear survivors. So just stand up out of the brush or the shadows that we're in and just start walking towards the village or what remains.
Yeah, I think we'll just find whatever we can use. Any sight or sound of the big majestic lizard?
Nope.
Damn. Okay, well, since I'm naked, I'm looking for boots, pants, cloak,
Okay.
backpack. I'm going on my list going, if I see this,
I
I'm gonna grab
replace
it.
what I have. Had.
Yeah.
On the various corpses of the village people, you could outfit yourself fully again. Possibly not the medicinal supplies of the medicine man's hovel, but obviously that's been burnt to the ground. It would seem that anything of value, arms, armor, building materials and such, like even people, because the dead here vastly are under number for like the population of the place. They like most of the people here would have been, or at least looks like they've been captured and possibly marched off somewhere.
Okay. So yeah, I just grab the bare necessities of mundane items that I can get. And then eventually I'm gonna work my way back to Zara.
Are
Oh.
you go for it. Go sorry. Sorry, go for it.
Well, we left a pile of shit. We came back to a smoldering pile of shit. I mean, do the missing villagers even matter anymore?
Yeah, I guess we're not looking for the woodcutter.
I mean, if we find him, he won't have anything to come back to.
Sorry, that was a stress laugh. Yeah. I mean, I feel badly that this village burned. I didn't, we didn't have really any connection with this as we were just passing through.
I mean, the biggest loss here is we have no one to trade with and we have no one to replenish supplies from. That's the biggest loss for you and I right now.
Yeah.
I mean, do we
search around and see if we get lucky and find somebody's garden that hasn't been pillaged yet? But otherwise,
we need to find another village or town to properly resupply. Zarok, I mean, has been wandering for a while. Would he know like where the next nearest village is and how far?
So the next one is probably about 40 some odd miles either up or downriver. It's way out of your way, unless you wanted to basically follow the highway all the way back to one of the larger cities.
Well, let's put it this way. If they took a bunch of slaves, and I assume maybe they have mounts, maybe they don't, but there should be some type of like exodus trail out of, I mean, with that many people being slaves, even whether they're being hauled off in carts or they're being forced marched, they should make some type of path.
And they
I
do.
mean, to what purpose? You want to chase slavers?
No, we go the opposite direction.
It's just making sure that your head was still on your shoulders, right?
If they hit this village and they're taking prisoners out, that means the other villages haven't been hit yet. Just saying. Hey, if nothing else, we can act as warning for the next village up.
Very true.
Well, in the midst of this village, you see what looks to be a single stone, like a stone altar, possibly has been erected there. And what hangs, and it wasn't there last time that you were here. I'll make that a point here. An elephant's skull hangs above this altar. Its tusks are bloody. It's got black and red candles that are in kind of like the low portion of the bow of these tusks, and it would seem that one of the village girls, possibly the dancer girl from the tavern before, possibly the gathering place, has been sacrificed upon the altar to this elephant thing. This is elephant shrine. And just as you see this, at the same time, Namid will see the altar as well. And the three of you, can explore this scene however you wish. Drawn here by the smoke in the sky, of course, Namid, you've come here and found a place of nightmare and now devilment.
So we see a new person standing there?
Not at the shrine, but you kind of like see him at the same time as you guys see the shrine. And that you kind of see each other roughly as all this comes together, this coalesces. But yeah, no, the cute dancer girl from the gathering place. Yeah, no, she's on her back. She's not wearing anything, with a big fucking stone knife in her chest.
All right. I'm gonna see him, and I'm gonna point out to Zarak. Who are you, and are you part of this?
Okay. As soon as you speak, what are you speaking in, by the way?
I would default to my native tongue. So
Yes, okay. As soon as you speak at him, or actually he hears any noise, he has a bow up the draw and has an arrow pointed at you.
Instant shield raised stance.
And then like you'll see him, he'll bring it up, and you almost feel like behind his eyes, like he's actually like the words finally trigger in his head. And you said, who are you, and are you part of this?
right.
He'll put it up, and then he'll like, when the words like filter in his head and he gets that second part, he'll lower the point just a little bit. Like, you didn't come back to finish the job?
This was not our job. This was not on us.
He'll like he'll look from you guys to the body, back up to you guys. And he'll sees the rock with the shield raised, sees the spear in his hands. And he'll very slowly lower the bow, but he'll keep the arrow knocked. And he'll actually go around the altar to the other side, so the altar is between you two and him. For reference on Nadim, Nadim is a Thoranean. He sits about 5'8". Pretty tan skin. He's been out in the sun a lot. However, he is also covered almost head to toe in cloth. He doesn't quite have the money for the silks that he would aspire to have, but he also doesn't like to keep any of himself out in the sun. As well as he has a cowl, as well as basically almost like a cloth bandana mouthpiece to go around. Basically, the only skin on him you can see right now is going to be his eyes and his hands. Everything else is basically covered up by cloth. And the only real items other than a backpack you can see is that bow with the arrow knocked, and you can see a quiver on his hip as well. His eyes are probably
dark brown.
Yeah, we'll go with dark brown. I couldn't quite remember what eye color they could have, so I had to think there for a second.
Yeah, they're of Tharana, there are no Caucasian people. Everyone is
Right.
a variation of bronze or brown.
Right. His hair and his beard, likewise, you can't really tell. Though you could assume he probably has a beard, because you actually do see like the mouthpiece kind of is not completely flat to his face. Kind of like if I was to wear a mask right now, it would be out a little bit. But as for like details, you can't really tell. He makes the point to not make himself distinguishable, but we'll go into detail about that later on. If neither of you move any closer or make any like hostile action, he'll actually take his hand off of the arrow and kind of just leave it cocked there with his other hand, and he'll actually he'll close the eyes of the dancing girl if they were left open, as
They
well
were,
as
because these people have no respect.
right, as well as he will wrench the stone knife out of her chest.
Okay. She jerks.
The main thing that Gree is looking at is that this guy isn't covered in blood. And so I'm kind of like connecting one-on-one. Like if somebody was part of this carnage, I would imagine that they would have at least some
covered.
indication of battle. Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this guy doesn't have any battle signs on him. So
The most he probably has is probably trudging through the muck and viscera, so like the bottoms of his robes and pants are probably blood splattered, but as for like on himself, like he took like blood to the body, no, he is relatively clean.
And did I see any bodies that had arrows in them, or like arrows stuck in the ground or stuck in posts or anything?
There's a few. Some of the people that have been slain, obviously in combat. A couple of them have arrows. A couple of them are actually missing limbs. A few people have been decapitated. But the fighting was very short, very quick, and seemed very, very bloody. And again, they seem to be just they drug most of the village off.
Okay. I'm gonna find an arrow that's close by, either stuck in a wall or out of the ground or whatever, and and bust it off, and be able to hold it up and show him, and say, "This was not us. Show me." And I point to the fletch, whatever.
Oh,
Show me
basically, you're
what.
trying to see if the fletching match.
Yeah, show me.
Narrator, as a brief aside, what would Turanians usually now? Nadim is actually a bowyer and woodworker. So, what would have been the most popular or common to actually fletch with?
Eagle or falcon feathers.
Falcon it
The
is.
the the fletching on however, Gree's arrow is those are made of eagle feathers. Very broad, very dark, wide fletching for arrows. Which seems like a talishite fashion type thing.
Which yeah, Nadim will he'll actually take the arrow from the bow that he had drawn, and he'll show you the fletching. It's falcon, and even from a distance, you could probably tell it is very much made for stealth and to be as quick and quiet as possible.
As we're
Right.
examining the fletching of the arrows used here, Bree, you do notice that the arrows used here are not necessarily of one culture. You do notice there are some Yath, there are some Thoranean, there are some Telishite, there are even what you've read about Fey arrows here. It's not just one culture that has seemed to have wrought this type of destruction.
Wow. Okay. Well, it at least establishes a little bit of context. So I just take the arrow I broke off and just throw it down then. As long as we were like respecting the dancing girl, I will make a move to walk over to her. Was she kind of draped on the elephant
Yeah.
skull or just nearby? Okay.
On her back, she's kind of like draped over what this would be like
Yeah,
a
picturing this
stone table.
monster. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna pick her up.
very much like an Aztec type of thing, but it's kind of like a small stone table. But yeah, sure.
All right. I'm just gonna respectfully go over and just pick her up, and as best as I can. I'm not very big, but move her off of that.
Like
So
get her down from there. That's
Yeah.
not a respectful position to be in while you're dying.
yeah,
No,
just set her next to a hut or something that's not burning, just kind of out of the way. So
okay, perfect. When you go and do that, I need you to make a life force save, which would be 2d8 plus your level plus your spirit modifier. We are going to attempt to stave off some corruption.
okay. So my spirit is +3. My
Yep.
level is 1. So
Yep, that's a +4. Keep in
And then
mind your saves will explode once. Should they explode?
5 + 4 is 9.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. You actually gain 3 points of corruption at that point. You the rest of us see Gray doing the right thing and getting this girl off of there. But when he touches her, Gray, you feel cold. Like there is some foreboding, sickening sense of impending doom there. Like and there's eyes upon you as you pick this girl up, and you take her away, put her somewhere where it's more dignifying. When she's like, stand back up, it's like there is a massive negative presence that is staring daggers into you, like you stole a sacrifice from some unknowable force, and it's now taken president, like you've become, it's become aware of you now.
Oh, I basically just at this point just drop to my knees and try to cover my head.
Yeah, so the rest of us see this. There's, I'm not going to make anybody roll for corruption at all, but there is very much a negative presence here, and a sinking sinking sickness here in the scene. And it's there for a few moments. And then when it dissipates, you don't feel it anymore. But Gree, something knows you're there now.
And I'm just gonna be mumbling at this point, going, it saw me. It knows we're here. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it knows.
You can't look at that elephant skull now on the altar. You cannot bring yourself to look at it.
This is powerful, and I'm gonna make sure that they know that I'm purposely not looking at it. It's like there's power here that I just disturbed. It saw me. It's seeing us.
One thing you guys will notice. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Oh, as Zarok was just gonna say, well, I don't know much about gods, but does that mean should we leave if it knows we're here? What is that? What do we do now?
I
Oh, never mind that guy. Sorry about that.
so we've got a couple choices here. Um, since we stirred this up, this is very obviously a bad thing. I don't know if we feel like we need to go after this or we just get away from it.
Well, I mean, do you? He'll look at Nadim. Do you speak Talishite?
Like if you ask him in Talishite, he's just gonna like look at you with the bewildered look on his face.
Oh boy. Yeah. Agree, you're intermediary now.
All right.
I'm not playing translator today.
Basically, Zarok will throw out there to Nadim through Agree. Did you see this pack at all? This raiding party, did you see them, or did you just come upon this like we did?
How do you fit in?
Hey, right, I'm gonna go on a wild limb and say I came upon this in the aftermath.
Yeah, you were attracted here by the smoke.
Okay. Yeah, no. Keep in mind, the whole time he's going to be talking here, and just probably without saying, Once he realized you two are not necessarily threats. His head will be on a swivel, and he will actually be going toward the closest hut with shadows that's not on fire. As he does this, though, he'll just no. I saw the smoke. I wandered through here chains ago, a lot of chains ago, and wandered away and was coming back in this direction and saw the smoke and I guess came upon the same scene that you two did. That sucks. This is actually quite a nice town. A little uncivilized at times, but it was quite a nice town.
They certainly didn't deserve this.
Well, based on my past experience, I don't think we want to chase this pack down. I think we want to go the other way. As you can see, we came here trying to scavenge for some supplies. We've had some misfortune. This last chain has been quite unfortunate for us. So we just need to find some remnants of civilization so we can resupply properly.
So you said that Nadim like searched out a dark and shadowy hut. What's he doing once he gets inside?
If you actually like stand there and watch him, you will learn that he just likes to stick to the shadows. He does not like to be out in the light if he can help it.
Okay.
You might attribute that to thievery types. You might think he's even sunlight, he doesn't like the sunlight too much. Or maybe he's just that paranoid that he thinks there's still an enemy around and being inside a doorway makes him less of a target.
Okay. But I was just watching to see, like, he just didn't go in this hut and was like ransacking or anything. He just did it to get out of the sun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need to try to dig up some provisions. And try to get the heck out of here. That we go the opposite direction and see if we can warn the next village, I guess.
All right. With that, I think we may begin to close the session here. With this ending scene, I believe you guys would possibly be salvaging as what you can from this village. Arms, armor, equipment, tools, and et cetera, et cetera. But as the three of you leave the village, we will call for soliloquies, and we'll go with Gree first.
Wow. I haven't been through a direct death like this ever. Everything that I have been through as far as death goes in the academy and the guilds has been sanitized and made to be a peaceful passing as it is with academics. So I'm still in shock of this guy who I only really knew for about a week or maybe 10 days, who was a protector and who was a hero. And that weighs heavy on me. And I'm really torn between like this wanting to go back for vengeance and just like wipe his people out versus just moving on and putting things in perspective of like, well, this is a circle of life and I only knew this guy for a week or so, but I feel like there's maybe a little bit of purpose of this new threat that we've come across and at least warning people that this happened. So at least I'm kind of conflicted with these different purposes. So a very sobering afternoon for him.
All right, Zarok.
Loss is something Zarok is used to. Kind of opposite of greed. This is the moment that he saw Helani, just the immolation and just burn up. He just kind of, once the panic and like once the urgency subsided, he just thought, it's just another one. He lost another one. Why can't you fucking do anything right? You just, is he destined to be just a tribeless man forever? Is he just gonna wander this desert forever alone or without a proper people? At this point, it kind of feels like his. That feels like his role. The silver lining, if you can, and he'll cling to it as, you know, the barest of silver linings, is that he was able to save Gree at least. It doesn't feel like much, but it's better than what he's come away with before. So it's something. Even if it is grim as fuck. It's something.
And our first soliloquy from Nadim.
Nadim, well, he just met these two strangers in the middle of a massacre. He does not trust them as far as he can shoot an arrow at them. But at the moment, they have not grown hostile to him. Therefore, he will not become hostile to them. Though the one with the spear makes him kind of leery, not going to lie. The small one, he figures, just one arrow between the eyes, that one's done for. That's fine. The one with the spear, though, if he's not careful, that guy can get him before he can get an arrow off. But, a nice shadow and a quiet motion and all is done for the night after all. But we won't go on that right now. Right now, they're dealing with an aftermath. And Nadim has no reason whatsoever to go after whatever party did this. He enjoyed the people. He is saddened by the fact that the dancing girl was killed, as well as many of the others, but he had no stake in this town. It was merely a spot to go back and forth through. But he also does know that there is strength in numbers, and more numbers means he's less of a target. So for the moment, he's going to walk around with these guys until either he needs a reason to peel off or they give him a reason to fuck off. Or he has a reason to kill them both and walk away with whatever the heck they have on him. He's not too picky. Nadim, as I said, he is going to be paranoid. He is going to be hound a swivel, and he at times is going to have a very twitchy, itchy trigger finger. But we shall see where it goes. Hopefully, it's for good, but we shall see where it goes.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We will be back next week for session 3 of Crypt of the Elephant. Thanks, everybody.